Cool. Okay. So firstly, to kick it off, there are 5 stages of a network marketing business, okay? And I've got notes here, so just excuse me. Yeah, if everyone can mute their lines, that would be really great. Thank you, Amy. So we have to remember, what kind of business are we in? Can anybody unmute and explain, or just say a quick, like, what kind of business are we in with Isagensis? Who knows? Nobody knows?
Are you meaning just sales?
Sales? Yep.
Professional friend making.
Ooh, okay.
Coaching.
Coaching?
Health and well-being.
Nice, Diane. So we're in the business of helping people with their health, right? We're a problem solver. That is what our role is with this Isagensis business. So we have to always remember that is our core reason, like that is the core for our business. So there are 5 stages. Can you see that? All right. Number 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can everyone see that? Do I have to, oh, hang on, I'll share my screen. Is that like, oh no, I don't share my screen.
We can see it.
We can see it, Anna.
We can see it.
Oh, thanks, guys. I just needed a bit of interaction there to know. Cool. Okay. So the first stage, stage 1, is startup. Okay. Stage 2 is growth. Stage 3 is scale. Stage 4 is culture. And stage 5 is our creative stage. Or what Jen said, or what she described as our soul's purpose and the reason why we're doing this, the long-term goal, okay? So that's where we really truly get to be in our creative zone. A lot of people, and I've been guilty of this, have wanted to rush to here too quickly without building the bricks to get to this zone. So we rush to stage too fast, right? And what we need to do to live in alignment with our goals and our soul's purpose, what are 2 things that we need? Can anyone tell me what we need to have the ability to live here in our creative zone?
Enroll new people.
Yeah. So what does enrolling people bring us?
Freedom.
Yeah. What do you have to get freedom?
Financial freedom.
Money, right? So we need money, and money also. This business also gives us time. So to live in our zone of our soul's purpose and where we really want to be, we need time and we need money. So the bricks of the business wall need to be built up first. You can't jump straight to here. As much as we want to, we can't, okay? So otherwise, it all just falls apart. If we just start up a little bit of a business wall here and then jump to here, the wall just falls apart, okay? But at each stage, there are fundamentals that we have to master. The first stage, which is the startup, the fundamental is actually sales. Oops. Sales. And who do we sell to? It's called the FFF.
Family, friends, and
fools. Family, friends, and fools. Love it. So a fool is defined as anybody who is an idiot enough to get in 10 feet of us. Okay, so we sell originally at the startup of our business to friends, family, and fools. Now, businesses are cash-hungry vehicles. we need to keep on investing money into them. We invest money by eating the product and being a product of the product, being on auto ship. We invest money by getting to events and having that personal development and learning about the products. And we also invest outside of that to get into marketing and stuff like that. So we continually, like the growth, hang on a second. The great thing about our business, though, is that we are already winning. Because to get into the growth stage, which is marketing, businesses are catch-hungry vehicles. Unfortunately, we're already winning. Yeah. So because ISA, how much did it start ISA, right? Nothing, really. Food. That's how much it costs you to start your own business. I mean, for a small business out there, it can cost $20, $30, $1 million, like $1,000 to $1 million to start up a small business. For us, it costed about $600 or $700. For me, it costed $250. That's all I did when I started Isagensis. So we're already ahead of the game. Now, if we don't do enough sales, we don't have enough money to invest back into our business. Okay, and when we invest back into our business, what that looks like is marketing. What is marketing? Creating a never-ending source of leads. Who would like a never-ending source of leads? Yeah. So once we build up startup, stage 1, by selling to our friends, family, and fools, by bringing that money in, we can invest a little bit of that to put into marketing. So you can still enjoy a bit of fun here, but you can have a holiday here, okay? But it's camping holiday. It's a basic holiday, right? You need to put money back into your business. So by the other thing about marketing is you've got to remember that some people come into Isagenix already with marketing skills, and some people don't. By their previous jobs or their life experiences. So if you don't already have marketing skills, then you need to go out and find them and read some more books and stuff like that. I don't have any marketing skills. My background is vet nursing and zookeeping. I don't have that. So I need to learn about marketing. So I need to invest back into my business to have that ability to be able to create those unlimited, never-ending sources of leads, right? So to get into startup, to get from startup to growth, we have to be a master in marketing, okay? To get that growth coming into our business and to gain a never-ending source of leads. But if we don't have enough sales, we don't have enough money to get into marketing, okay? The next stage is scale. This is identifying in your team who is your talent and who is your staff. And that's where you invest into your talent. So again, you need money for that. Scales is also our systems. If you don't know our systems, go ahead and check them out. And the next stage is culture. This is where you have the most incredible amount of leadership development in your business, that your business continues to grow. That's where true residual income comes. When we don't know the main thing that we have to keep in our back of our minds along this journey of building our wall to business is this, our soul's purpose. Because along the way, we can lose sight as to why we're doing it. Because we do the comparison, we get too many no's, we think we're shit, all that kind of stuff. So never ever forget this. You just have to remember the 5 steps along the way that you need to build up to get to this. And so much money and so much time to really get in your creative zone. So while we've built all, to get all these stages, what is the juice? What is the number one thing that we must have? Anyone know?
Customers.
Customers, Diane! Love you. So that's here, right? That's the juice. This is always needs to be fueled. You always need to fuel this up, because then you can get more money to do more growth, and then you get to go into your team, invest into your leaders, and then scaling them up to create more culture so that they click and get it and run, and you can sit back and your business can't stop growing, to be able to be in your creative zone and just do what you're actually meant to be on this earth for. Okay? Have fun. So Jen also talked about this one thing that we need to do, and she said if anyone can find a better word for it, I would love, you can win a prize. But it starts here when we look at our team and we find the leaders in our team, and many of our leaders may not be our personally enrolled. How do we do that? By reaching down, and she called it tap rooting. Going down within our team and finding those special sparkly diamonds. Now imagine every single person in your downline has a warm market of 100 people. Pretty phenomenal, right? And just like 100 people is like, that's a low number, that's conservative. So just keep that in mind, that you need to keep reaching down within your team and finding those people that are interested, because a lot of people, you need to keep supporting your leaders and supporting your personally enrolled, but what about those people further down? Okay. So is this good? Am I helping?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay, cool.
keep going.
It's a bit of education, but so another thing that Jen talked about is the income, okay? Our favorite subject, right? So between here and growth, so startup and growth, we have what is known as an active business income. So that is PIBs, BV cycles coming through, etc. So that is your enrollments creating income, okay? That will stop if you don't keep fueling this up, okay? And every single business on the planet has a churn and burn rate. Every customer has a lifetime value and how long they order for, and like you don't know how long they're going to order for and what they're going to order, okay? But that's like, you can try your best, but there's always going to be a churn and burn rate. Now, the other thing, so the next stage of your business, so when you get to the scale and culture walls, this is leveraged. Is that right? Yep. Distribution income. So when you understand this, like most of you know, if you don't already, go to the person that helped you or reach out to somebody to help you understand. But this is just leverage distribution income is where you earn to or like infinity depths, right? Do we all know that we earn that 100%? Like if the person 20 people down orders 100 BV, that all trickles up to you. Do you know that? So that's what's so unique and so special about our network marketing business, is that it goes to infinite depth. So that is leverage distribution income. While you're in this area, right, you're bringing in more active business income. The leverage distribution income grows because you're enrolling people who are enrolling people who are enrolling people, because you've got scale, because you've invested into your leaders and you've created a beautiful culture within your team. That is where you can sit in Greece or get hit by a bus and you cannot stop your income from growing. And that's where we want to be. But we need to build these up first. This here, where we're in our creative part of our business, That is true residual income. We can sit in the zone and never utter the word Isagenix again in our life, and our business keeps growing because we've got these tools here with leaders that are just on fire and won't stop. Okay, so those are the 5 steps or 5 stages of a network marketing business. So I just want you guys to grasp that idea, just to be careful not to think here that you've got this incredible residual income and you jump to here too fast. Okay? I've done it and it's not fun. I've jumped here too fast and I've had to bring myself back. Okay? So I hope that helps. Boom. Zola, yes, thank you. Okay, so there's another thing I want to quickly show you. And this is from Colin James. So what he got us to do is he told us in our life, everybody has 7 priorities, okay? 7. It is kids. If you don't have kids, you've got 6. Partner, your family origin, work. So your family origin is like mum, dad, brother, sister, etc. Work, your social circle, and your purpose, like your purpose, your reason, your why, etc. Okay, so what he got us to do is to write them down, and if you guys have got a pen and paper in front of you, write them down. Okay, so where is it? Purpose, one of them is kids, work, partner, yourself, social circle, so your friends, and your family origin. Now, once he got us to write them down, he got us to prioritize them as what we feel would come before the other. What would we put one in front of the other of? Okay? And then, so if you guys have a pen and paper now, write that down. Like number 1, like if you think, I don't know, work is your number 1 priority in life, put 1 there, etc. If kids is your number 1, put 1 there. Then what he got us to do was he told us that, say them again. Purpose. Why can't I see that? So purpose, yourself, partner, social circle, kids, work, and family origin. Those are everyone has 7 priorities in their life, and those are them, okay? Now, what he then showed us was that there is a magic way to prioritize your priorities in a healthy order that is going to help us succeed more in what we want to do, okay? And what we need to keep track of, that we're not focusing on one and losing the other, and just keep momentum going in our lives, whatever it may be. It may not be, it's not just Isagenix, it's everything, okay? So the order is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can anyone tell me what they think the top priority is? Any volunteers?
Self.
Self? No. No, Joe.
Yes, it is.
I think it's self.
Okay. Well, it's not. The first one
Is it purpose?
purpose. That's your top priority in your life. If you're not filling your cup and helping yourself be happier, what's the point? If you don't know why you're
Sounds
doing
like the same thing.
Oh.
Looking after yourself and your purpose sounds like it's sort of 2 in 1 to me.
The next one is self-solar.
Good.
Next one, what do you think?
Kids.
Kids.
No, it's partner.
Oh, that might explain why I'm single.
Same.
Maybe. Next one is kids. Next one is work, social circle. And the next one is family. Now, obviously, like if you're in your self zone and one of your kids gets sick, you know, like you're going to put your kid first before yourself or something like that. Like it's not like concrete, but that is the magic formula in terms of how you prioritize your priorities to help you like get somewhere in life. So without any of this, like this, none of this kind of works without a purpose why we're doing it. And something that I've recently been going through is I've been going through a bit of a tough time. I was going through a tough time in the Bahamas and I'm really, really struggling. And what I was noticing is that I was focusing too much here in work zone and I wasn't filling myself up and building my own belief and investing in like some sort of like filling my cup with my family. So then I was getting shitty at my family and snappy at my husband because I wasn't achieving what I wanted to do in my work. And the negative thoughts came in and I forgot why I was doing Isagenix. Blah, 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 blah. But if I draw it back to why I'm doing Isagenix, then that all just trickles into alignment again. Like I found this very, very I hope that helps. And the other thing is I was talking to a lady at the Bahama trip. Her name was Missy. And I was talking to her about what I was going through. And she said, look, what came first in your life? You. The second thing that came into your life was your husband, and then your kids, and then your business. So that's how you have to prioritize them. And I was like, yeah, that's a good way of thinking about it. So yeah, I hope that helps. And we're going to chuck over to maybe Zola, you will love this talk about science. I don't know, but do you guys take Isagenesis? Who doesn't? Who does?
Yep.
It's pretty cool stuff, eh? I didn't know much about it and I wasn't taking it at the start. And now I am because I've actually learnt why. Who's yelling at their kids? Maybe I'll just mute all. That was funny. Okay, so this is a talk I did today on my team page because I watched this YouTube video that it had William Andrews, Bill Andrews, the scientist dude behind Isagenesis on it, and it was like an hour-long video, and I took some notes out of it because I thought it was pretty cool, and I wanted to share it with my team. And now that I'm on a call with you guys right now, I can tell you what I've learned about it. So, Isagenesis is like we know it as like the anti-aging product, the telomere product, the beauty product, blah, 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 but the skin elasticity product. But I want to talk to you a little bit more about the science behind it. So what happened was these group of like Bill Andrews and these scientists were like trying to figure out aging, and they learned what they learn about aging is that what it actually comes from is the shortening of our telomeres in our cells. So in our body, there's like 100 trillion cells, okay? And they are continually like dividing and growing and like repairing us, etc., like all the time. So 100 trillion cells. And in each cell, there's a nucleus. And in each nucleus is a whole lot of these guys called chromosomes. Do you guys remember like biology at school? So these guys have these things at the end of them called telomeres. And when our cells divide, like make more and more and more, these telomeres here shorten in length. So when we're born, that they're measured in what's known as bases. And when we're born, they're like 15,000, no, sorry, when we're conceived, they're 15,000 bases long. And then when we're born, they're already 10,000 bases, and then they get to like 9,000, 8,000, blah blah blah, and when they get to below 5,000 bases long, we die of old age. So that is continually happening. It's happening to our children right now, and blah blah blah. And Bill Andrews described it as telomere shortening disease, and somebody said, well, you can't name it a disease when everybody has it. Like, and he was like, well, when I find a cure for it, you'll call it a disease. So it's quite funny. Anyway, so these telomeres shorten, and there's a whole, like, there hasn't been a disease found that is not caused by telomere shortening. So cancer, Alzheimer's, AIDS, osteoporosis, all those diseases, they all are linked to telomere shortening. So what these group of scientists did is they looked at, there are some species of animals on this planet that do not age. So they looked at them and they were like, why are those animals not aging and we are? So the lobster does not age. There's some whales that never age. There's some birds. There's some fish, etc. The other thing that never ages is our reproductive cells. They continually, they never ever age, and those are the cells that make our eggs and sperm. If they did, we would have really old babies. Actually true. So this Bill Andrews was like, well, why some tortoises as well? Anyway, so he looked at these animals and our reproductive cells, and he was like, why do these cells never ever age, but our like other cells do? And what he discovered was that they all have an enzyme in them that is called telomerase. Telemeraze or something like that. So all the cells that never ever age have telomerase in them. And scientists have known about telomerase, and they thought once that telomerase caused cancer, but it actually prevents cancer. And the other crazy thing is that lobsters never get cancer. So the next question that Bill, like once he discovered that, he was headhunted by a whole, like he was on, Diane Sawyer interviewed him. He's been on, like, featured in movies. He's had like BBC documentaries made after him. Like, he's a big, like, pretty big cheese out there in the science world. And so from then he was like headhunted by all these companies, like, come work for me, we'll like, support your science and stuff. And fortunately, he came across Isagenix, and he was a bit put off by all the businesses that approached him because of their lack of science skills and their lack of like respect and ethics and stuff like that. But he met with the Isagenix crew, and he was very overwhelmed for respect for the Cougars, and he decided then and there that he was going to keep his science within Isagenix and go for it. So yeah, he's like, I'm so happy with Isagenix. He's been to a few celebrations and stuff like that. Anyway, so there, of course, he met the wonderful Bill Andrews. And Bill Andrews, as you know, John Anderson, sorry, we're talking about Bill Andrews. John Anderson. So they linked arms. And he said, look, we're going to have to find a way to get telomerase into all of our cells so that our telomeres never never shorten. So he described it like a clock. So every time our cells divide, the clock ticks. Cells divide, clock ticks. Cells divide, clock ticks. And our cells are dividing like all the time, right? Telomerase, this enzyme, brings that clock back. Brings it back. And sometimes if we overdose on telomerase, it actually starts to reverse the clock and change, like bring back aging, right? So pretty cool shit, right? So he was like, we need to find a way to get this enzyme into the cells to prevent the shortening of telomeres. So he went to John Anderson, and John Anderson said, yep, we can do that, but we need to do it through natural products. And Bill was like, what? surely it has to be with synthetic drugs and stuff like that. And he said, no. So as you can imagine, that was another huge challenge. And they will like put their heads down and bums up and worked and did trials after trials after trials and extracted plant enzymes from like billions and trillions of plants. And one day they found out that if they combined 15 plant enzymes in a petri dish with human cells, telomerase started to produce. Pretty cool shit, eh? 15 plant enzymes were all mixed together. Like, what combination of plants? Like, there's a bazillion plants out there. So that's a crazy combination to come across. And then put it in a petri dish, throw in some human cells, and telomerase started to produce. I found that exciting. So now telomerase is in that tiny little capsule. No, sorry, not telomerase. The 15 plant extracts are in our Isagensis. That tiny little powerful capsule. So, like, if I've got Alzheimer's in my family, my papa had Alzheimer's. So I'm going to be chucking this down my father's throat for the rest of his 30, 40 years on this planet, because if it can help him prevent the aging process, that I don't have to like spoon feed him in a hospital while he's suffering from Alzheimer's, because that is a hideous disease, then I'm going to go for it. And yeah, Kimberly, you would see a lot of this in your job. So I know that you're going to, I know you can understand what this all is, and you've got a bit of a science mind too. So yeah, that's my little nerd talk about Isagenesis. I thought it was pretty fucking cool to learn that, because I think we need to stop and take in what actually are in our products more often and learn about them, because we all learn about the business and all that, which is really, really cool. Yep, Raf, I've got the link. I'll put it on. I'll send it to you. There's heaps on there though. There's heaps on YouTube. But yeah, that's my spiel. I hopefully... Kim. Hopefully I've helped. I hope you enjoyed the little thing about prioritizing your priorities and just having that knowledge about your business steps, and just having that respect that you have to keep focused on your purpose, but keep in mind that you have to build up the wall first, otherwise it's all going to collapse. And don't jump to your soul's purpose too fast. I love you guys, and thank you so much. Yeah, word.
Thanks, Hannah.
Thanks,
That was
Anna.
awesome.
Well done, Anna.
Good, awesome.
So
Okay.
good.
Thanks, Jackie. I hope you're all right.
I've just got home.
What, to Nelson?
Yeah.
Shit.